From the world of high finance, Asia's leading business executives do battle in a game of knowledge and strategy. Welcome to the grand final of Corporate Raiders. So let's meet the architects of Asia's leading businesses with our expert in stress management, Syndie Kohara.
And I do believe certainly good stress today. Welcome, everyone. We are now into our grand final of Corporate Raiders. After 14 episodes of intense competition, we are now down to our final two teams. In today's episode, one team will take away $10,000 to make the best investment of all, a donation to the school of their choice. So, let's meet our grand finalists.
Our grand final Corporate Raiders doing battle from Denton Hall. Andrew Mack, Cammy Lee, and Michael Gertler. Denton Hall is one of Asia's largest law firms with offices across the region and internationally. Denton Hall advises some of Asia's largest companies in a range of industries including banking and finance, property, construction, telecommunications, energy, and transport.
Congratulations, making it to the finals. Michael, you were our only team of attorneys. Did you think you'd make it this far?
We didn't imagine we'd make it this far at all, no. We're very surprised.
Well, I'm sure all of your clients out there are going, gosh, they really are smart, huh?
Well, we're lucky. We're lucky.
That's part of it. Good luck in today's round.
Thank you.
All right, let's meet their opponents.
Welcoming back our finalists from Rabobank Asia, Fritz Mann, Anna Sim, and Mona Tong. Rabobank Asia is part of Rabobank International, a 100-year AAA rated bank providing international financial services from 9 offices spanning Asia.
Rabobank, welcome once again. You have played some incredible games. You're right here at the finals. Any new strategy for this game?
Oh, we're trying to stay cool, and then we'll do the right thing.
All right, invest your money and keep those banker's faces, right?
Yep.
Let's begin round one. This round, a series of multiple choice questions. Teams will earn $1,000 for each correct answer. They won't lose money, though, for a wrong answer. So teams, are you ready to play? Your first question. How many years is India proposing to take to remove its import quotas? Your time begins now. Is it A, 5 years, B, 3 years, or C, 7 years? Red team, your answer.
C.
C. Blue team?
A.
A. Two different answers. They are locked in. The correct answer is C, 7 years, Denton Hall, with $1,000 first on the board. In which Southeast Asian country is the external debt relative to GDP nearly 100%? Your time begins now. Is it A, Myanmar, B, Laos, C, Cambodia? Think about it. I'll ask you first, blue team, your answer?
C.
C, red team?
C.
Both say C. It is locked in. The correct answer is B, Laos. I'm sorry, no money to award there. As of May 1997, Philippines exports had increased from a year earlier by how much? Your time begins now. Was it A, 24.5%, B, 10.5%, or C, 23%? Time is up. Red team, you say?
C.
C. Blue team, you say?
C.
Both say C. It's locked in. The correct answer is C, 23%. Good choice. $2,000 for Denton Hall. On the board right now, Rabobank. What proportion of China's industrial output is now contributed by state-owned enterprises? Your time begins now. Is it A, a half, B, a quarter, C, a third? Teams, your time is up. Rabobank, what do you say?
A.
A? Denton Hall?
A.
Both say A. The correct answer is C, a third. Let's go on to the next question. What was the percentage change of Malaysia's money supply in July 1997 compared with July 1996? Your time begins now. Was it A, plus 6.7%, B, plus 6.9%, or C, plus 21.4%?
Let's ask Denton Hall. Your answer.
A.
And Rabobank?
also.
Both say A. They're locked in. The correct answer is C, plus 21.4%. Can't give you any money there. Another question, though. In 1995-96, what was the total value of Indonesia's oil exports? Your time begins now. Was it $10.3 billion, $4.96 billion, $6.06 billion? And Denton Hall, your answer, please.
B.
And Rabobank?
C.
C. Two different answers. They are now locked in. The correct answer is C, $6.06 billion. Another $1,000 for Rabobank. Another question. In April 1997, China signed to buy how many Boeing 777 jetliners? Your time begins now. Was it A, 35, B, 15, C, 5? Boeing 777 jetliners. Denton Hall, you say?
A.
A. Rabobank says B. They're locked in. The correct answer is C, 5. All right, another question. Which are the two Asian countries in the five-power defense arrangement? Your time begins now. Are they A, Indonesia and Philippines, B, Malaysia and Indonesia, C, Malaysia and Singapore, the two Asian countries in the five-power defense arrangement? And let's ask Rabobank.
B.
B. Denton Hall says
C.
C. They're locked in now. The correct answer is C, Malaysia, Singapore. Denton Hall, another $1,000. Now we have one final question in round one. It is our video question. What we will do is show you news footage. And what you must do and our teams must do is guess the year this event took place. Take a look. All right, what you just saw, Indira Gandhi found guilty of corrupt electoral practices. And our teams must decide now, what year am I? Your time begins now. Was it A, 1982, B, 1973, C, 1975? What year am I? And Rabobank, what do you say?
A.
A, Denton Hall?
B.
B. We've got two different answers here. They're locked in. The correct answer is C, 1975. No money to award here, but Denton Hall with $3,000. Rabobank just behind with $2,000. That is how we end round one. But stay tuned. We will return with more of this grand final, so don't go away.
Corporate Raiders, back soon. The power struggle continues on Corporate Raiders.
Welcome, everyone. Boy, our team's off to a bit of a tentative start here. $3,000 for Denton Hall, $2,000 for Rabobank. You guys aren't nervous, are you? Oh, that's easy for me to say. Our teams, though, in this particular round will get a series of clues about a person, a company, or a product. Answering correctly in part one earns $5,000, part two, $3,000, part three, $1,000. However, be careful, because if you answer wrong, you'll be locked out of the next part of the question. So, listen carefully. What company am I? I started in 1967 as a small textile company employing just 5 people. My founder had sold newspapers as a teenager and been a traveling shirt salesman, but he built me into one of my country's 4 largest industrial groups, employing 100,000 people. Part 2. My 1996 sales were $65 billion in textiles, cars, shipbuilding, and electronics. My 1995 profit was $444 million, of which more than 50% came from electronics and heavy industry. But I am currently noted for my ventures into Eastern Europe with car manufacture. Part 3. My name is a word meaning great universe, and despite my founder's 1996 difficulties with the law, I intend to survive as one of Korea's great conglomerates. Yes, Denton Hall.
Daewoo.
Absolutely correct. Daewoo Industrial Company. $1,000 for you. On to the next question. Again, what company am I? When translated, my company slogan is imaging and information. But although I make many products that handle images in various ways, my fame rests on the materials on which images are actually created. I go back to the formation of a celluloid company in 1919. Part 2. With the help of a German emulsion expert, I pioneered the production of movie film in my country. Yes, Denton Hall.
Fuji?
Absolutely correct. Fuji Photo Film Company Limited, $3,000 for you for answering that question in Part 2. Our next question, who am I? I was born in Southeast Asia in 1934 and educated in my home country, the United States, and Spain, where my family name is old and respected, having produced writers, explorers. Yes,
Ayala.
Rabobank.
Ayala.
That's absolutely correct. That's what we're looking for. Don Jaime Zobel de Ayala. Don Jaime Zobel de Ayala. And you answered in Part 1, $5,000 for you. Look at this, a tie game in the middle of round 2. Our next question, what company am I? I was established by a powerful family and a leading property entrepreneur in 1963. And early in 1997, yes, Denton Hall.
Chung Kong?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. You are locked out. You have the advantage, Rabobank. And a leading property entrepreneur in 1963. And early in 1997, my market capitalization was $29.6 billion, making me the largest company on my home stock exchange. I have been forecast to provide increases of 20% on earnings per share. Part 2. A leading property development company, one of my most spectacular properties was a tower that was the highest in Asia until Petronas Towers were built. I am very much a family concern. Yes, Rabobank.
Sun Hong Kai.
Absolutely correct. Sun Hung Kai Properties, another $3,000 for Rabobank, bringing their score up to $10,000. Sun Hung Kai Properties. That was a good one. Our next question, what am I? I am a product from a leading Asian company whose name is an English word. The company's founder once designed a propelling pencil, which is appropriate for me because I can be operated by a pen-like instrument as well as by the more usual keyboard. Part 2. I am an example of the kind of device abbreviated to PDA and described as enhanced because I have a touch screen and a PCM CIA slot that considerably extends the capabilities of my fast 16-bit CPU. Part 3. A fax modem can be attached directly to me, and I have an infrared port for communication with other computers. About the size of a conventional, yes, Denton Hall.
A personal communicator?
That's incorrect. You're locked out now. You have the advantage, Rabobank. Conventional videotape. I am a successful palm-top notebook with a 6-letter name like the April zodiac sign, but beginning with Z, not T. I am the sharp what?
Taurus? No, Zorus.
I'm sorry. All you needed to do was buzz in. I think you knew what it was. We're talking about Sharp's Zaurus. Sharp's Zaurus. So close, Rabobank. No money there. Teams, this is our last question, and it is, what company am I? I began as a textile trading company in 1896. Today, I own 85 companies, and I am a dominant economic force in my huge home country. One of my largest heavy industry concerns is in a city named after my founder. Part 2. A descendant of his was my country's first licensed pilot. Controlled by a company named Sons and another named Industries, I increased my group control by a private rights issue in 1996, the year I sold a 20% stake to Jardine Matheson. Part 3. My iron and steel company is my country's largest, and my tea company is the largest in the world. Currently working with SIA to form an India-based airline, the right of my... Yes, Denton Hall.
Tata?
Absolutely correct. Tata Enterprises or Tata Group. $1,000 for answering in Part 3. And let's get a quick score update. $8,000 for Denton Hall. We have $10,000 for Rabobank. A great, great round for you. And that's what it looks like as our teams continue building their banks. When we return, our teams will try to solve the strategy tower. That's next.
Back with the Corporate Raiders after this message. The Corporate Raiders are back in the hot seat.
Welcome back, everyone. Team's just a little bit nervous, but I have to tell you, they improved considerably. Those scores, look at them. $8,000 for Denton Hall, $10,000 for Rabobank, and that is how we enter what we call the strategy tower. Here's how it works. Teams will try to move the blocks from the base on the left over to another one. Couple of rules here. Only move one block at a time. Never put a bigger block on top of a smaller one. The computer just won't let them. They will earn money for any block that they stack on the middle base. However, if they stack those blocks on the far right, they will actually double their money, and they're all going for that base on the far right. Just to add a little bit of pressure, our teams will be racing the clock, and we have set that clock at just 45 seconds. Ready to do it? Your time begins now. Almost 15 seconds up, making considerable progress. As you can see, sometimes the scores go down because they're trying to make even more money in the end. We're coming down to 10 seconds. Take a look at these scores. 13,000 for Denton Hall, trying to get that last block, couldn't quite do it. 18,000 for Rabobank Asia. You did what you wanted to do, wanted to get that 18,000. Your score now, $28,000 to 21,000 for Denton Hall, and that is how we will go into round 4. When we return, the pressure is on. Our Corporate Raiders face a rapid fire attack, and this is the final step in finding the Corporate Raiders Grand Champion. Don't miss it.
The moment of truth coming up on Corporate Raiders. Somebody will make the final takeover bid in Corporate Raiders.
That's right, everyone. This is the final round of the Grand Championship. Let's take a look at the scores. 21,000 for our attorneys, Denton Hall. 28,000 for the bankers at Rabobank Asia. Our rapid fire round is right now. Only one team member will face the rapid fire. They only have 3 seconds to answer each question. Every right answer is worth $1,000, but every wrong answer this time will cost them $1,000. So players, are you ready? Let's get down to business. We have Michael, we have Anna. Your hands on the buzzer. And your time begins now. Which Asian country originated the religion of Taoism? Red.
China.
Yes. In which Southeast Asian country is the island group of Sulawesi? Red.
Indonesia.
Yes. In which city is the Ginza? Red.
Tokyo.
Yes. Whose philosophy appears in a Chinese book called the Analects? Confucius. Of which country is Anwar Ibrahim the Deputy Prime Minister? Red.
Malaysia.
Correct. Which Indian city is the home base of Mother Teresa? Red.
Calcutta.
Yes. What is the English title of the Japanese head of state? Blue.
Prime Minister.
I'm sorry, Emperor. What is the religion of 95% of the Thai people?
Buddhism.
Blue. Yes. What is the king of Cambodia's last name? Red.
Sihanouk.
Yes. Of which country was Tengku Abdul Rahman the first prime minister? Blue.
Singapore.
I'm sorry, Malaysia. Who is Singapore's senior minister? Blue.
Lee Kuan Yew.
Yes. Which country is on Mongolia's southern border? Red.
China.
Yes. What was the Portuguese name for Taiwan? I'm sorry, our time is up. Players, go back to your teams. A great rapid fire round. Quickly, I want to finish that question for you. It was, what was the Portuguese name for Taiwan? The answer was Formosa. Take a look at these scores, though. Can you believe it? In the history of Corporate Raiders, we have never entered the investment phase tied, and it's happening now in the grand final. $28,000 for Denton Hall and $28,000 for Rabobank. Talk about going down to the wire. Going to be interesting. It is time for the investments. Our team will claim the prize of $10,000 to donate to the school of their choice and will become the grand champion if and only if they invest wisely. Now, they must now invest their winnings in at least 2 of 3 categories: stocks, property, or cash. The team with the most money after the final calculation will be declared the grand champion. How their investments do depend on the real returns they had in a given year in history in a given Asian country. We'd like to thank Dow Jones for those stock numbers. Also, Jones Lang Wooten for supplying the property figures. Now, I do need to let you know, in the event of a draw, there will be a tiebreaker question. So, teams, are you ready? This is it. Let's generate the year. 1994. That is the year. Our teams know that, but not the market. They must invest those hard-earned dollars right now. $28,000 for Denton Hall and $28,000 for Rabobank Asia. Now, once the teams lock in their investments, we will enter the numbers into the computer. Only then will we reveal the specific country where they have made their investments. Denton Hall, are you ready with your investments?
Yes.
And Rabobank?
Yes.
You are ready. Okay, let's generate the market. Wow, Kuala Lumpur, 1994. Does anyone remember that market and that year? Oh, you're smiling over there, Denton Hall. Okay, let's see what happened in 1994 in the Kuala Lumpur market. Stocks down 24%, property not doing much, cash actually doing a little bit better with 6%. Whoa, do we know how we invested? This is it. How did our teams invest? $20,000, the lawyers playing it safe in cash, and Rabobank Asia, $20,000 in property. The final calculations, and Denton Hall, the champion, $29,000, 520. What a great, great game. That was it. Rabobank Asia, thanks so much for participating and making it such a great grand championship. And right now, I'd like to ask Denton Hall to come on down one more time, Tammy, Andrew, and Michael. I'd like to present you with the first trophy, as you are the grand champions of Corporate Raiders.
Thank you very much.
And now the good part. Here is that check I've been telling you about for so long for $10,000 that Denton Hall can donate to the school of your choice. $10,000. What do you plan to do? Any school in mind?
We haven't yet decided, but we think we're going to donate it to a school in a developing country, perhaps China or India. We're not sure.
I'd like to thank Denton Hall and Rabobank for participating. No one goes away empty-handed because each of our contestants will receive a cruise courtesy of Star Cruises. Thanks to all of our teams, and thanks to you for joining us on this series of Corporate Raiders.
Corporate Raiders is a joint production of Grundy Asia and ABN.